Hi everybody, Dr. Jenkins here from Lighthouse. We are a premier health group in the Landmark Centers in Kelowna, British Columbia. And what I'm going to go over with you today are 3 very specific exercises that will help your posture push back against all the sitting at work. First, some stretching work that we often will show our patients to begin some of the more specific work based on their x-rays. So you're obviously not going to go to that level, but this first step in that process is safe for most people if you follow my recommendations today. So you can start with that one. Second is a hip flexor activation exercise. And again, we'll show you how to work that so we can work on those hip flexors. It gets so contracted with sitting. And then the third one is a really basic shoulder exercise to activate some of the stabilizers at the back, because so many people roll forward when they're sitting in front of that computer. So this exercise is for those hip flexors that we were talking about. The problem with hip flexors is the longer you sit, the more they contract. The challenge is, if you haven't done a lot of work before, you don't really want you loading up these weakened muscles. So that's why we're doing more activation. So we're not really moving the big joints. So you'll notice when Hallie does this, you're not going to see really any motion at the hip joint or at the knee or at the lower back. You don't want to move those joints. We're activating those muscles, something we call an isometric contraction of the big postural stabilizers. So what we want to do when we set up for this, we want to make sure the knee is at 90 degrees. We want to make sure the hip is at 90 degrees, and this back leg is at about 100 or 120 degrees back. So it's kind of the classic fencer stretch. Now here's the key. When we do this, there's 3 levels to this exercise. So the first thing Hallie's going to do is she's going to drive her toe right down through the floor. So if you can engage that, Hallie, so she's pushing down, and that'll activate the front of her thigh here, the quad muscle. Can you feel that? Okay. The next thing is she's going to contract the left glute because she's stretching the left side. So really contract that, and then she's going to engage the core. So there's 3 levels of getting to this activation. And if she holds that for about 20 seconds, she'll actually get to the point where it's starting to take her breath away, because it is a pretty good contraction. Can you feel that? Good. Okay. Now I'm going to have you turn around. Let's do the other side. So she'd hold that for 20 seconds. Turn around and engage the other side. So we want to set up 90 degrees, 90 degrees. We don't want to have any extension at the lower back or forward flexion here where she's bending forward like that. We want to keep it nice and upright. So 90 degrees. So go ahead, we're going to drive the toe through the floor. Engage that quad. Going to get a good contraction here. That right glute's engaged. She's doing a little bit of extension there, so keep that. And then go engage that core really tight. And then count to 20. Again, if you're in a sitting world, you want to try to do this at least once an hour to just activate those hip flexors, the glutes, core, all these things. If you can do that once an hour, then what you're going to be doing is resisting that postural deformity that comes from sitting at work. So I want to thank the guys at Crown West Fitness for letting us come into their gym. It's awesome to be able to get in here and use all this equipment. You don't need any of this equipment. You can do this in your office. We're just here because we get lots of space and they let us in. So it's a great little gym downtown. If you're in downtown Kelowna, check out Crown West Fitness. And thanks, Hallie, for helping us out.